friends. How is everyone on this fine Thursday morning? It is September the 14th, and we are here today to do a stitch with me. It's time I did another one. Was having computer issues again, and I'm not sure it's all fixed up yet. So that's why there wasn't one earlier this week. But before we get into that, I would like to welcome all the new subscribers. I have had quite the plethora of new subscribers in the last week or two, and I want to thank all of you for subscribing to the channel, and I hope you continue to come back and find some things that you like here. To all my returning subscribers, thank you so very much. I do appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you so much for stopping by and taking the time to visit a little bit with me. And for all my VIP members, once again, I have no words. Just thank you for everything. You guys are a pretty cool bunch of people, and I appreciate all your support and encouragement to keep these videos going. So anyway, yes, computer difficulties again, and I don't know why. Seems I have sound difficulties every time I open up the computer. I have to reset everything all the time, and I just don't understand why I have to do that. Makes no sense to me. But then again, what can I say? Sometimes things just don't make sense, and sometimes we just do what we gotta do. So it took me a while to get it fixed up, and then don't you know, then you shut things down for the day and go back the next day, like this morning, and had to set up the sound once again. I don't even have to restart the computer and it resets itself. All I have to do is exit the program, and when I come back to that program, which is really the only one I use the microphone for to pick up sound, I gotta fix it once again. And then I had a little bit of camera issues because I changed my software that I use to project my iPhone on the screen. There was a kerfuffle with that too, so I don't know what to say about that. It was just a little bit of a mess. So till I end up getting that figured out all the time, and then fixing the settings. Okay, it's a typical NeedleBugg time. Hopefully, though, it's going to be all right while I record this video. But anyway, enough of that. You know, that's always to be expected, and I thought I was going to be able to do this without my scientific goggles, but it does look like I'm going to need to put them on, so hang in there a second until I make the switch here. I'm not going to put the light on, because if I put the light on, it's going to blind you. But I am going to grace you with my wonderful presence of and you can all laugh, but you know what? It certainly does make my day and make my stitching much easier. After I figure out once again where I am. Looks like I missed this stitch. So I'll have to go back and do that. We'll just leave a spot for it. What do you think? I think that sounds like an elegant plan. Hold the phone here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like I missed 2 stitches, so let's fix that before I go any further and get myself all in a kerfluffle. There we go. Now we can go back to those. You know, sometimes, okay, 1, 2, 3, and then we do 5. So 1, 2, 3. And are you yelling me that I'm doing it in the wrong place or something? Because I think I am. Oh my God. Oh my, folks. Okay, this. Let's undo that. Let's do this. This one was stitched. Okay. Say hello to the frog. And you notice I have moved up here into the sky because I got a little tired of stitching down here at the bottom, the grass and the greens and the what have you. So today, today's stitch is working up the last column of 10 to get up to the top. So that is the agenda for today. Okay. So there's those 3. Are you all 1, 2, 3, 4 underneath? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we stitched out to there, so that's good. Are you yelling at me yet to say, don't you see it, Karen? Don't you see it? That's where you are. 1, 2, 3, 1. That's the 3rd row up, so that's okay. A space there. That was not stitched, and that was not. Oops. Don't you hate it when your finger keeps hitting the wrong spot? Okay, there's the blank. That's not stitched. That's not stitched. That's not stitched. There's the 3. Now, I think we are on the right path. However, this one is stitched. These two are not. Now, how in the world did I miss those two? Oh, the horrors, the horrors, the horrors. So now that we have that figured out, let's get this needle threaded so we can move merrily along. So I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope you are getting a lot of stitching done. I have not gotten as much done as I would have liked. Yeah. Well, what's today? Thursday. Was it Monday? Yes, Monday the 11th. I finally was able to have my oral surgeon appointment and finally update on the tooth situation. For those of you that have been here for a while and know what was happening with that, I chose not to do the implant and not to have the sinus surgery. Well, first of all, I chose not to have the sinus surgery. Therefore, they could not do the implant. And I went on Monday and just had the tooth pulled. So that settled that. What I will do is talk with my regular dentist about other options. Because that surgery deal was going to be extremely, and I mean extremely, expensive. The tooth I had done not too long ago was just about $5,000 for one tooth, an implant for one tooth. This one with the the sinus surgery that would have had to go along with that was going to be almost double. Yeah. So, needless to say, firstly, because of finances, like, do I really want to put that much money into one tooth? That was a lot of the reason I chose not to do it. But the second reason was I didn't want to have that sinus surgery. And thank you to all of you that left me comments about that. And, I wish I could remember who it was. Somebody said to me, "Don't do it." It was very emphatic about don't do it, and relayed the story of how a relative of theirs, I think it was a sister, had the same thing done, and she ran into problems for a very long time afterwards. Well, needless to say, that was enough to convince me to say, nope, we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. If I do anything, I will get a partial denture. Yeah, that's as good as it's going to get at this point in time. Because, you just can't. I just couldn't justify that kind of money. It was terribly expensive. In fact, I said to the dentist when I went, I said, you know what? I said, you guys are going to price yourself right out of business. I said, because And I told him, I said, the main reason I'm choosing not to do this is financial. I said, you're gonna price yourself right out of people wanting to have this work done, because it's just so expensive that people can't afford it. Well, he said, yes, it is expensive. I said, yeah, I know, but it ends up people having to look at alternatives or just plain old do without. Hello. Okay. That was hubby popping in to say he's going to put gas in my car. See how spoiled I am? Totally spoiled. I don't even fill my car with gas. He does. I can't tell you the last time I went to the gas station to put gas in my car since I stopped working 10 years ago. Oh my goodness. In fact, it might even be going on 11 years ago. Wow. Time flies when you're having a lot of stitchy fun, doesn't it? Yeah. I'm going to see actually how many stitches I can get done this time. Because working up this column is like doing chunks of color. So, hello. You see what's not happening here? There's no parking going on. Are you all laughing now? To say, yep, this is typical. This is very typical of what happens here. Sometimes we park, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we work on a diagonal, sometimes we don't. And I keep saying, it's whatever mood is striking you at any given time, just go for it. Just go for it. In fact, I just answered where was it? One of the groups, there was a question about what was the best advice you received when you started cross-stitching. Well, first of all, I didn't have any advice when I started because I was self-taught and there wasn't all this internet and what have you way back in those cave days. But I did say the best advice I can give is just do you. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about whether something's right or wrong. Just stitch the way that you are comfortable stitching and enjoy what you're doing, because really, that would be the bottom line. I mean, isn't that why we all stitch? Okay, I know that's why I stitch, and I can only speak for me. 36, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I did that already. Okay. Yeah, I can only speak for what I enjoy. But what I should do is, let me open up my iPad here and look and see, because I can't remember. Hello. It won't recognize these glasses. Come on, let me in. There we go. Let's look at the comments. Okay, on the hoop thing, there were a lot of people that that preferred the tension of wrapping their hoops. I didn't really have any questions on that one. Oh, there's a question I contacted makers of Markup RXP about using the program on an Android and was told the program is not designed for Androids. That's why it's choppy and doesn't work well. Doesn't work as well as it does on iPads. Will the company ever modify it for Androids or produce an Android-friendly version? And then they write, unknown as of 2 weeks ago. Well, yeah. Who knows? I mean, it's the same thing like, okay, Pattern Keeper doesn't work on iOS. Difference being there, you can't even install it on an iOS. Markup, on the other hand, again, was made specifically for iOS. And even though it can work on an Android, yeah, it's not necessarily built specifically for Android, so it works, but maybe not as well. So, I mean, all of that makes sense. So, I guess which app you use depends on what tablet you have. Now, truth be told, I use both. There are certain occasions where I will use Markup, and there's occasions or lots of times where I use Pattern Keeper. However, Pattern Keeper I use on my Samsung tablet, obviously, because you can't use it on the iPad. Now, I do have Markup on my Samsung tablet, but I don't like the way that it works on my tablet. But I also have an iPad, so if I'm going to use Markup, I use it on my iPad. So, yeah. So I guess what people should think about is what device do you want to use the app on? Which app would you like to use, or consider what device do you want to use, and then go with the app that's best suited for that device, such as Pattern Keeper is Android, Markup is iOS, iPad, iPhone, and that should be that's how I would make the decision. I don't use Markup on my Samsung tablet. I know I marked this row off ahead of time, but I didn't stitch it yet. Yeah, because it is really choppy. It just doesn't work as well. It's slow, it's laggy, it's rather annoying to tell you, or annoying for me to tell you the truth. So if I'm going to use it, I use it on my iPad. So let's see what else we got here. Ariadna says that for the 10 minutes it takes to wrap a hoop, she finds the advantages are far too good to pass up. The tension a wrapped hoop gives, she's not able to find in other types of hoops. Uses twill tape And instead of overlapping like I showed you, she just lays the twill tape butted up against. Like if each wrap gets butted against the other wrap, as opposed to doing an overlap, which is perfectly fine too. So that's just another thought on the wrapping of hoops. Here, Stitching by the River 8666 says, "You are a much needed calming voice in the community." Thank you for all you do. Well, thank you for that very, very kind comment. Somebody asked about the popping noise in the background. If you hear a popping noise, it's probably, more than likely, my air conditioner. It's been too hot to be without the air conditioning. Wendy Stitching asked for the name of wooden hoops, and the ones I recommend the most are the Hardwick Manor hoops, which are excellent wooden hoops. The other wooden hoops that I like are the Nerge wooden hoops, not the plastic ones that are ever so popular right now, but the wooden ones. And while I'm talking about that, just a word, I don't know what you guys have found, but I found the plastic Nerge hoops to be just okay. Now, if you're using the smaller sizes, they're not so bad. They hold your fabric tight fairly well. However, I found that if I went to the larger sizes, and especially the largest ones, no way could I get my fabric in that and get it tight, and tight that it stayed tight. Now, I could very well be doing something wrong. I'm the first to say that. I may not be doing something exactly the way it should be done, but I have found that the larger ones just don't hold the fabric as well as the smaller ones do. And in all honesty, I have gone, I'm probably not going to use those Nerge hoops, those plastic ones. What I'm using here today is a Nerge wooden hoop. See, I'm in a wooden hoop today. And these I do like very, very much. And I did wrap this one, believe it or not. So again, all of these things, what you use, what you don't use, what works for you or doesn't work for you, are all personal preference. There's no one go-to item out there that is generically good for everybody. It just doesn't quite work that way. Everything is all a matter of what works for you. What do you prefer? I have my favorite things, and they may not be what everybody else's favorite things are. But I know what I prefer. And right now, just another shameless plug, I really prefer these glasses. And you know what? I have to say that I am now totally spoiled with them because I can't stitch without them. I have to use them now. because it just makes everything so much easier to see. It's just amazing. Okay, let's see what else we have here. People are still asking about the Hardanger tutorials, and in case anyone is interested in those, yes, the handouts that I had done several years ago are still available. You just have to shoot me an email and request them, and I will send you the link. They are always available. They are, as long as those videos are up, that handout things will not go away. They are always available. Something else I wanted to mention. For people that want to join, and I think a lot of people hear about it on here, they are interested in joining the For the Love of Diagonal Stitching cross-stitch group. If you have asked to join and you were not accepted, if you were declined because you did not answer the questions. To get into the group, you absolutely must answer the questions. If you don't answer the questions, it is going to be an automatic, well, not going to be, it is an automatic decline. The reason for that is the fact that there have been quite a few trolls, scammers, whatever you want to call them, getting into the group, and then they're posting things to entice you to buy something or apply for something or whatever. And when people do that, that's how you get hacked. So, by having people have to answer the questions, it is one of the things that we do to prevent those people from getting in. And believe me, I have had a lot of that going on, to the point that even with some that were already in, I've had to go to posts needed to be approved before they would show up on the feed, because there were too many posts happening. And when that happened, or when that happens of somebody that's already in the group, if it's a long-time person, and maybe it was inadvertently, well, I can tell you what happened. It was a long-time person, a very long-time person. Probably she was on since the beginning of the group, and she has never done anything like that. But somebody hacked her profile and used her profile to post things that were not allowed in the group. Now, when I see it's a person who has been there for quite some time, and then all of a sudden that type of post shows up, what I did was message her and say, was this really you posting this, or was this someone posting under your name? And it turned out that, yes, in fact, her profile was cloned, and people were using it, or this person was using it to post in groups. So for those of you that are in the group, have been in the group for a fair amount of time, and I see a post like that, I will contact you before I oust you from the group. But if it's somebody that's relatively new, they haven't posted, and then the first post they put up was something that was not allowed, then they're immediately banned. You know, I don't like to have to be like that. This is supposed to be the cross-stitch community is such a great community, and to have things like that occurring is just so disheartening. So yeah, I hate to have to do those kinds of things, but you know what? I don't want to see any of you get taken advantage of or hacked or whatever the case may be. I'm trying to flip this thing over. There we go. Mine's a little tight. That's okay. I'd rather it be a little tight than a little loose. And this is how I'm ending threads these days. I'm flipping to the back, and do you see the little pieces that, you know, the over-under things? I'm just working my thread underneath a few of them and then trimming it off, and I think that is helping to reduce some of the bulk. I think. Okay. Alrighty, dighty. Let's see. Let's go back to this and finish those. And that is $37.50. Oh, so what else? Let's see what else we have here. Oh, I did participate in that the German Autumn Challenge, which was rather fun. One of my German friends, Michaela, and don't ask me to pronounce her last name. I'm doing good that I can pronounce her first name. Had nominated me to be part of that, and it was to stitch 600 stitches on an autumn project or a project that had orange. So I did that and completed it, and I actually had started a new project in order to complete that, and I am sorry to say that I did the 600 stitches and haven't touched it since. Oh, but I will pick it up. It was a cute little design by Designs by Ethel. And it's really cute. It's a little mouse sitting on a pumpkin, and then it has a great big black crow on it. It's cute. If you haven't seen any of Ethel's designs, they are on 123 Stitch. Ethel doesn't live that terribly far from me, and I have met her on several occasions at stitching days, and she's just a lovely young lady. So maybe you want to check out her designs by Ethel. like I said, 1, 2, 3 stitch, and I think she also has them on an Etsy shop, I want to say. But sorry, Ethel, I have not picked it up again. But it will probably be something that I pick up in the evenings, because it is a stitch that doesn't take as much concentration as these full coverage guys do. Although this right now isn't too bad. This sky part is rather chunks of color, so I'm cool with that. I need to go back and fill in that color. So yes, and then I nominated Stitchy Lanka, who is another German stitcher. You might want to check out her channel. Stitchy Lanka International is her English speaking one. And then Nicola, Simply a Stitcher, are the people that I nominated. So then they will each have to nominate somebody else, and it's a nice way to join people in the stitching community, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun to do. Let's see. I really I really want to thank all of you that were so supportive of my rant the other week on floss tubers that get bullied. You know, I had a lot of lovely comments from that video. A lot of people have agreed with that. And a lot of people were very supportive of the fact that I stood up and took a stand against that. Ooh, look at my googly glasses get in the way. And a lot of people make comments of also why they think that kind of thing happens. And it was just so lovely, so very, very nice that this community is sticking together when it comes to that. And you know, I think that's what it takes to have people not say nasty things to people that create these videos. It's a lot of work that goes into them. I spend quite a bit of time setting up things in order to record videos, and it's not all about me. All of us spend a lot of time. And I think by now a lot of you know who I was speaking about, and it was Nicola, Simply a Stitcher, that had some negative comments on her video, and she was not meaning to be what she was accused of being. And the other side of that is sometimes, not all the time, but there can be times when we as creators can misinterpret something. There is the other side of the coin to this, that we as creators can misinterpret something because the written word does not have the inflection of our voices. And a lot of times it is that inflection that makes it a negative comment or just a comment of stating a fact. not meaning to be mean, or just meaning to put something out there as a generalized comment, and you don't get the inflection. I know I've had that. I've had that where I have taken something maybe to be not quite as nice as it was intended to be. And you get a little upset when that happens. That's why I think it's important to not knee-jerk react to things, to just step back, think about it before you make any decisions or come back with any comments. Because sometimes I get comments that it's like, whoa, wait a minute. But then there's a follow-up comment that helps to explain or comes across quite differently, and it's like, you know what, I don't think they meant the way I took it. I think it was meant to be just a statement of fact, and now it's coming out that, yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was not meant to be anything mean or nasty. So I would just say, be careful how you word things. But I have to say, it was a wonderful feeling to get all the nice things that people said with regards to that video, and I want you all to know that I so very much appreciated that, because I feel like we have to stick up and support one another. That's what makes this community what it is people are supportive of each other, and I just think that's the way it needs to be. But now, you have listened to me ramble on for quite some time now. Yep, there's my glasses again. So I think I'm going to call this one a day, because we are at about 50 minutes, and that's about as long as I like to have my videos be. There's so many out there to watch. I don't want to tie up all your time. Although this was a pretty good stitch. I actually got 60 stitches done today, and that's pretty good for 45 minutes worth of stitching. 60 stitches. Yeah, we'll take it. Well, I'm not gonna complain about that. It's too shabby. I think I'd like to do another one of those let's stitch for an hour and see how many we can get stitched in an hour's time, and see what kind of numbers we get, just for curiosity's sake, just for a fun thing. Pardon me. And just another quick update while I have my YouTube studio open. We are nicely approaching that 15,000 mark. We're now at 14,987. I just looked, 14,987. So what do we have? 13 more to go, and it has to stay at 15,000, and then the giveaways will happen. And like I said before, I prefer people to be subscribers. I can't demand that or require that, but I would prefer, if you're going to put your name in for something, that you be a subscriber to the channel. Because you guys that subscribe are the people that have made this channel, or helped this channel to grow the way it has. And who would have ever thought, well, I certainly didn't, that I'd reach this number of subscribers. So look forward to that, probably in the very near future. It shouldn't be too much longer. And then I will make a video just to celebrate that and announce the giveaways and do all that fun stuff. So with that, my friends, I am going to call it a day today. And I hope you were coming up on a weekend here, so I hope you all have an amazing, wonderful weekend. Get some stitching done. Enjoy your time. Enjoy the stitch. Enjoy the journey. But most of all, remember, there are no rules in cross stitch, only the ones you set for yourself. So until next time, my friends, I will see you then.